amassed to demand the release of 10 hostages taken by gangs in Croix de Bouquet, just outside Port-au-Prince. Among those abducted were 7 clerics, 2 of them are French. People here say they are increasingly concerned over the rising kidnappings in the past year.
There are many people who have been kidnapped. They got raped and tortured. Many of them have never returned to normal. We ask ourselves, when will this end in our country?
During the service, protesters took over the church, denouncing what they call a lack of democracy in the country and blaming the government over rising violence. The police fired tear gas to disperse the demonstrators.
As a teacher, my life condition is very bad. I can't live like this. That's why I'm in the street to protest against a president who has not been doing anything for us.
In recent months, kidnappings for ransom have sharply increased. The clerics were kidnapped by a group known as 400 Mawoso Gang. Locals say the gang seems to be in charge in some parts of the country. Mandala was kidnapped and taken for a week. She had to pay for her release. Women and children are now a target for kidnappers. She did not want to show her face during the interview.
A car stopped in front of me. 4 guys got out of the car. They drew their guns to force me into it, put the hood on my head and press my neck. I cried a lot.
Protests have been ongoing in Port-au-Prince against the government of Jovenel Moïse and his apparent inability to solve the problems people face every day. The president failed to hold legislative elections in 2019 and has been ruling by decree since then. Moïse has said he plans to hold a constitutional referendum in June, which critics call part of a larger effort to consolidate power. Human rights groups say the only concern people have right now is the growing insecurity.
He's talking about constitution. He's talking about referendum. We can't have constitution in this situation. We can't have a referendum in this climate of insecurity.
The opposition says the international community continues to support leaders who fail to improve people's lives. And that's why they say Jovenel Moïse remains in power. While Moïse says he's fighting a coup. While the confrontation between the opposition and the government continues, the lives of millions are caught in the middle, threatened by kidnappings and violence that seem to be getting out of control. Teresa, Al Jazeera.